Nice. So welcome to practice this morning, Thursday, July 17th, 2025, 9:30 a.m. We're each on our mats, cherishing, respecting the fact that we have taken this time to care for ourselves, our physical selves, our emotional selves, our mental selves, and our spiritual selves. And all those aspects are rolled into this practice. So starting by bringing our mind to bear on where we are, kind of settling our attention in and down. And reading from John O'Donoghue's book on beauty. And this is entitled The Jewel Within the Fleeting Moment. Beyond the veils of language and the noise of activity, the most profound events of our lives take place in those fleeting moments where something else shines through. Something that can never be fixed in language, something given as quietly as the gift of your next breath. Days and nights unfold in the confidence and continuity of sequence, and most days take no notice of us. But then every so often, there is a moment when time seems to crystallize. A voice changes tone and a deeper music becomes audible. Our gaze holds a hidden presence that is glimpsed. Every so often, there is a moment when time seems to crystallize. Love that inquiry. Let's take left hand over the heart. And as we know, we can't make anything happen when we're on our mat, but we can create the conditions to feel and sense and care for our body in this very unique and sensitive way of moving. And we can create the conditions for our heart to relax if we are willing to lay down our burdens for a while. And we can create the conditions for us to feel spiritually connected. And for me, that means an open heart and feeling like I'm part of something bigger and that something bigger is moving through me. And so that's what spirituality feels like to me. So allow the conditions to arise for that to happen for you today. And then let's gather the right hand on top of the left, this second hand of just cherishing and appreciation. That softening quality of gratitude. You're recipients of so much, including the gift of each and every breath. And a moment for self-inquiry. Do you have an intention you're bringing to your mat this morning? Kind of like a crystallized need that you've ascertained is what's brought you practice this morning? Do you want to be a channel, an emanation of a certain quality of energy once you leave your practice, once you leave your mat? It could be peace, it could be wisdom, it could be understanding, listening, trusting. I hear patience. Maybe it's guidance. And then let's let all of our breaths and our movements inform whatever it is that we need from class this morning. So we'll take a few sun breaths, reaching out, pushing down into your seat, gliding the hands up, feeling the palms meet, exhaling, drawing down, receiving this energy from above, reaching down, scooping this energy from beneath, up and over, kind of like a reverse fountain, pouring down through the crown of our head. And a few times like that, start to allow your spine to move a little more flexibly when you're reaching up, and maybe a little rounding when you're coming down. starting to syncopate your breathing, your movement, your intentions, your desires, gathering them all in. Appreciating the space where you're practicing, whether it's out here in the grove or it's in your own sacred space at home. Next few rounds are in through the nose and out through the mouth. That emptying feel very complete. One more time, up. Bring it on down and shift into tabletop. So we're lifting off the blocks. We're going to transfer the blocks forward into the corners of our space so we can easily get them. And then step our way into tabletop and taking a few moments to really arrange your body so that the knees feel like they start to align underneath your hip creases. You can kind of sidestep with your palms, give them almost like a cat, massages, whatever they're touching, a little bit like that through the hands. Tuck your chin in, allow your spine to round and keep tucking the chin in, drawing the pubic bone toward the chin, pressing your fingertips away from the top of your head. Very rounded, still breathing. All right, that's the cat. And then let's release the effort of that. Let your ribs get heavy toward the ground. Tilt your sitting bones up. Lift your chest up. Slight gaze forward. And then let's find that cat and cow flow. I encourage you to make some of your movements a little original so that you can kind of keep your practice fresh. One of the ways to do that with this movement is to think about leading with your tailbone. So if the tailbone was the initiator of the whole movement, you'd lift the tailbone, then the ribs ripple down, then the head lifts slightly, and then you're gonna tuck the tailbone. And then all the spine follows in that rounded shape. So take a few more rounds like that. Remember, if your wrists need help, you can always put your blocks on your mat, put your elbows on the block so you don't have weight in your palms, or step onto the fingertips or the knuckles. And then let's curl the spine, round the spine, chin to chest, press your hips towards your heels, stay right here. Extended child's pose, big stretch in the low back. We're rounded with the chin in so we can hollow out the belly a little bit. Feel your low back open up. Feel your arms long and your palms down. And then lift your ribs away from your thighs. Come forward. You're going to be in a kneeling push-up. Right? So our knees are in line with our hips. It's not wide knees yet. There we go. And press it back. So we're traveling forward and back. We're waking up the shoulders. We've got some weight bearing going through the arms, which is good for our bone density. And we're using our breath to help pull the hips back. So it's that long exhale where you pull the lower abdomen in that helps pull the hips back. When you come forward, you're just as wide open as possible, hips sinking, throat relaxed open. And taking several rounds here, modifying however you need to. And the way that you breathe matches the way that you move. So when you're folding in, that's the exhale, you're dropping into your quiet moment. When you're inhaling, you're filling up, you're engaging, you're opening the heart. Things feel wide. Exhale, bring it back. So you can stay in the pattern, you can change it, or you can come with me into rolling the hips. And Lori, I have no idea how this will be on your knees, but hopefully you got a lot of padding. Roll your hips around and come on forward. So like you're stirring. I don't know if anybody else loves almond butter like I do, but I'm thinking about stirring that jar of almond butter. Right? Yeah. Oh my goodness. We're making our own flavors at home. We're really into the almond butter thing. Rolling in the opposite direction. purging breaths early in practice are really excellent. In through the nose, out through the mouth. The more space we can clear, the better. And then we're all going to come on forward. We're going to walk our kneecaps back, slowly lower to the ground the way that feels good for you. Come onto your forearms. And we're going to be in a little Sphinx. So the hands lift up, spread your fingers widely. Maybe roll your wrists a couple of times. Right, in Tai Chi, we have so much focus on the hands. Yes. As like chi magnets. The hands are like chi magnets. And then place your palms down. If you're tight in your spine or have any restrictions, walk your elbows further forward. And then scoop your chin in towards your throat. And gently, subtly scoop your lower abdomen in towards your low back. And that just helped us press the pubic bone lightly into the ground. From that point, stretch out through your legs with energy in your legs. Feel the tops of your feet lightly pressing into the ground. Right, so there's this drawing up of the navel, drawing in of the throat, and feel across the top of your shoulder blades what's happening. Keep your chest lifted away from the ground. We'll just pivot the head a little bit. So instead of the nose pointing directly down, start to point your nose forward to the space in front of you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Tuck your chin in towards your throat. Pull your ribs away from the mat a little bit. We're just going to flow like that for a few times. Inhaling. Nose forward. Exhaling. Scoop it in. Nice. Follow your breath pattern. Just see how this is feeling. We're focusing on the cervical, the neck, and the thoracic, like the mid-spine. Nice. And then pause. Draw your right elbow such that you could really put weight into your right forearm and feel stable. Slide your left hand out to the edge of your mat, somewhere where your left elbow just was, so you get the left palm. Turn any amount to the left. And naturally, that left shoulder jacks up toward the ear. Can you pull your left shoulder down towards your left sideways? Point your right ear to the earth and your left ear to the sky. Take a breath here. Push into that left hand as much as feels good for you. Good. Conclude with an exhalation. Anchor back down into your left forearm. Slide your right hand to your right elbow space. Press. Turn any amount, turning the chest toward the right, left ear to the earth, right ear to the sky. We're looking for a little bit of twist in the upper back. It's a little tricky area. Coming back down to center. Let's stack the hands. Rest your forehead on your hands. Inhale in a way that really kind of enlivens the body, like inflates the body. And then exhale, relax your body parts to the earth and bend at the knees. Feel your feet just float right up in the air and swish your feet gently side to side. You start out with those just gentle side movements. And then you can imagine that you have ankle weights on, and when you swish your feet side to side, they start to come over further from one side to the other. Spend a few breaths here. And listen to the sound of your breath as it echoes off the mat. Your breath is a sound of nature. So if you're outdoors, the sound of our breath is merging with all the other sounds of creation out here. If you're at home, your breath sound is merging with the beautiful energy contained in your home. And then we're going to swish just a couple more times, and we'll find ourselves pressing back to a child's pose to put the spine in its complementary position. So the feet are going to drift down to the mat. You're going to notice that one moment when the feet land, the legs relax for a bit. And then you're going to be sliding those palms, place them outside your chest, press in, pull back, step your knees forward and very wide. Scoop your chin in towards your throat, scoop your navel towards your spine, point your big toes toward each other, look back at your feet if you can, press your hips towards your heels slowly, steadily, feel that point where the stretch feels acceptable, and then drop to your elbows. So I really like to start in the supported child's pose because it allows us to assess our lower body and what would be appropriate today in terms of stretching through the knees, so forth. So just kind of see how it is. And do a slow, deep breaths. Inhale through the nose. Feel the breath come deep into your belly, ribs, and chest. That long, slow breath out. And then if it feels good, stretch your arms out in that wide V with your fingertips toward the front corners of your mat. Put the very top of your forehead either on the mat or on the block, and roll your head a little left and right where you feel that you're rolling your forehead slowly but gently across your mat. And in this calming rocking of the head, check in and make sure your jaw is relaxed. There is no tension or squeezing of the teeth. Your facial muscles are soft, and that you have permission at any intervals to close your eyes in your practice. And please walk your hands back in. Good. We're going to come to a standing forward fold. So you can curl your toes under, lift your hips up, and then walk your hands back towards your feet. Doesn't have to be pretty, just get there however you can, and hang with me in a forward fold. If you feel like draping the torso down isn't good for your spine, you can put your hands on your thighs and support yourself and just drop your head. Or if you're not concerned about that, come down as deeply as you can. If you bend your knees, can you feel the trunk of the body closer to the legs? And if you cup your opposite elbows, you're starting to add that lateral side bending stretch, which is cooling. And if the chin is drawn just ever so lightly toward the chest, can you feel that maybe your ears are framed by your upper arms? And you could sway side to side, maybe starting slowly. And maybe the swaying becomes a little fuller depending on the input from your body. Open your eyes, peek between your legs, just see the world upside down. Nice, different perspective. And we're going to roll to standing slowly and carefully. If your low back is fragile, walk your hands up your legs, squeezing as you go. That's not a concern. Here you are up nice and tall. We're like each an individual tree in this grove of trees. So let's step our feet to be hip distance apart. Look down, give a fresh press, fresh appreciation for your feet, whether you've had a pedicure or not. Just these amazing things called feet. And then we're going to take the arms up overhead, interlace the fingers. Turn your palms up. You can lengthen your arms any amount that feels good or really not much at all. And as we push into the feet, raising up with the palms. Nice. Give a nice big breath in. Breathe out, release. Come down and scoop up. Hands will interlace. By the time you come to your chest, you're going to start to turn the palms to face up. Lift up. You could come on your toes for a moment if you wanted, like taller, taller. And then breathe out, feet are flat, flow forward. So a few times like this is balancing our energy. Inhale, coming up to the chest. Exhale, press overhead. Inhale, lift if you want. Exhale, sink down, free your hands, come back down. I'm gonna add a side bend to this. Inhale, coming up, interlace your fingers. Rotate your palms up, stay with your feet on the ground. Bend your knees. Out breath, side bend right, slowly. We're gonna stay for a couple of breaths. The tailbone sinks heavy. Nice. Inhale, slowly come back up, feel that core strength. Exhale, knees are bent, side bend, left, opening the right side body. Excellent. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, hands fall away. Drape yourself forward. One more round of that. Inhale, scoop up. Exhale, palms to the sky. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, side bend right. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. And an exhale to draw yourself back up. Inhale, tall. Exhale, side bend left. Stay for a round of inhale and exhale. Good. Push into your feet on an out breath. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands fall down. Draw the hands up now and bring your hands right to your waist. Step your feet hip distance apart. Yeah, so as wide as your mat, let's say. Love that. Do some hip circles. So push your hip to the left, forward, right, and back. Probably all of us had a hula hoop when we were kids. We did. Loved hula hooping. Yes. So this is our slow motion hula hoop. Pay attention to your feet. They say the older we get, the more important it is to pay attention to our footing, not just to prevent falling, but to really just stay engaged in life, connected to the planet, not getting too up in the ethereal. And swing the other way. Hips go left, back, right, and forward. And as the hips circle, allow the rest of the body to do whatever is its natural response to circling of the hips. And then a few figure eights. That would be trickier to figure out. Can you figure eight your hips? I don't know. We were line dancing for 3 hours last night, so I still have a lot of the music in my hips right now.
Should have that on.
They played the Shakira "Hips Don't Lie," and they did like a country line dance to it. It was quite a mashup.
Place?
It's called the Mishnock Barn in
I think my granddaughter
West Greenwich.
Is it in Narragansett or South Kingston?
It's somewhere in West Greenwich.
Oh yeah, I think my granddaughter's rower went there.
Okay, so lots of fun young kids there. All right, so let's walk our feet a little bit wider. I'm gonna come into a little standing series, and then we're gonna drop down. So we haven't done any warriors in a little while, so let's do that together. Let's start with the hands on the hips, and your right toes are forward, and you're gonna angle your left toes toward the left. Bend your left knee, look at your left knee, track exactly in the direction of your left toes. Push into your right heel and slide your right heel back one little notch. Bend that front knee a little bit more. There we go. And then turn, keep that as it is. Turn your ribs and chest to face forward. It's a really kind of an odd pose. So face toward me. This way, Nance, toward me. There you go. So you had it right, but just you were facing this way. So keep this the same. Turn to face your chest forward. Very nice. Put the left hand on the left side. Slide your right hand back. Pause, keep the right hand glued there. Now turn your left hand up and comb your fingers to the sky. So you can stay right here, strengthening the legs, stretching the inseam of the right leg, or you can lean it back a little bit. We call this a reverse warrior, opening through the left ribs, soften the left shoulder, press into your feet, firm your legs, breathe into that left rib cage. Nice. Turn to face forward. Take your left elbow and can you connect it to your left thigh? Turn your left palm up and maybe push that right foot further to the right foot. And then take your right arm and sweep it up. So we're in a side angle pose. We have a, generally speaking, straight line from our right foot to our right hand. We're moving the left chest forward. Yeah, reach and stretch, push into that right foot, reach out through your right hand. Good job. Push into your feet. Come on back. Hands return to the hips. Turn to face both feet forward. A wide straddle. Make sure you feel secure. Come on and fold down. Take a few breaths in a wide-footed forward fold. I like to sway here. Anything that can get my body to loosen up, I'm very interested in. So maybe you're the same. So sway with your hips and allow your spine, your torso to follow along, right? Like a snake or winding like a river or like seaweed in the ocean. Good. Then you're going to slow the rocking down. Bend your knees. Prepare to come up safely. Support yourself with your hands on your legs if you need to. And we're going to come back to a wide stance. So we'll do that little sequence on the other side. Yeah, if you want to complete the cycle, whatever feels good for you. Dappled sun coming through. Let's put our hands to the hips. This time, left toes are forward. And I'm glad you stepped off the mat to get better footing. So as wide as you can manage, the ideal would be whatever the length of one of your legs is, that's the distance between your feet. So that's a little approximation. And lift up your right foot, pivot, and turn your right toes to face directly to the right. Look down, bend your right knee so it tracks with your right toes and stacks above your right ankle. Turn your attention to your left foot. Look at it. Push your left heel back just a little bit and secure your footing. And then keep the setup from the waist down as it is, but waist up, turn toward the front of the space. All right. Left hand down. Right hand is here. Ready? Palm it up through the air. Slow, deep breath. It's a reverse warrior or exalted warrior. So your footing in this blending, being grounded and open and breathy. Breathe into your right side body, right ribs. Excellent. Find a satisfying exhale. We'll come to side angle. Right elbow onto the right thigh. Look left a little bit as you lift your left hand up. And then now as your gaze comes forward, can you stretch a little fuller from your left foot to your left hand? Possibly you feel your left elbow somewhere above your left ear. Give a good long stretch. Move your right chest forward. Nice job. Prepare to come out. Push into your feet all the way up. Hands to your hips, feet forward. Come on down. We're going to make our journey down onto the mat. I'm going to start here with my hands in a tabletop position, but my feet still wide. And do a little more of that side lunging, that swooshing around with the back, kind of wagging your tail up into the air. And then I'm going to step into a wide-footed down dog and wide hands. I'm going to move my pinky toes to the edge of the mat so my hands are very wide. Look back, step your feet onto the mat, and keep your feet really, really wide. And then play around here if it's nice for you. If not, come right down to hands and knees. But it's usually a little more accessible form of down dog. You can pulse up and down on your toes, stretching and toning the soles of your feet, lifting your heels up. And then when you press your heels down, that beautiful stretch in the back of the legs. And pushing your hands forward away from the top of your head. So you're getting longer in the sides of your body. Nice, really good. So when you're ready, we're gonna drop down onto the knees, place your knees wide, big toes point in, wide knee child's pose. Bring it back, drop to the elbows, stack your hands, rest your forehead. Soften your attention down into your breathing and into your body. Slow and easy. Good, good, good. Let's come up into tabletop. Be sensitive if your wrists are starting to get a little cranky. I always like to mention this because I've had cranky wrists in the past. You can be here and do the little bit of core toning that we're going to do from this position. Otherwise, you're on the palms, or maybe you give the hands a little shake, or every once in a while you find the fists, correct? So within tabletop, nose points down, and we've got our hands and knees positioned the way that we prefer them. And we're going to work just for a moment on lengthening the spine. So with the nose pointing down, can you press your tailbone back while you hug your lower abdomen in a little bit, almost like you were cinching in an elastic waistband or like elastic belt around the corset, you could say, and lengthening your spine, the crown of your head forward, tailbone back, kind of feel that security and that stability. And from there, shift weight onto the right foot and send the left foot back. Point your left toes, lift your left foot up any amount. And if you don't have to look at me, it's better because you could keep your nose pointing right down. Bend the left knee and pulse your left foot up toward the sky and back down a little bit. Right, so we're activating the left glutes. Our outer right hip is hugging in to create stability for the right leg. And we're feeling that activation. And then we're going to move this little pulsing into an actual crunch. So we're going to bring the left knee and the nose toward each other on an exhale. Inhale, send your left foot back and maybe lift your gaze forward. That's our flow. Exhale, scoop and round and squeeze. Inhale, open up, float up. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale back. So inhale through the nose, but if an exhale through an open mouth kind of taps into your power, do it. Or if it just releases for you, that's good too. One more, and then get ready to step your left foot forward. So we're gonna do whatever it takes to get your left foot up to where your left hand just was. Kneeling lunge, blocks come in. Tallest setting for the blocks, no rushing. We're going to orient our gaze down and set up our foundation, set ourselves up for success. The blocks are extensions of the arms. So the arms aren't accommodating the blocks. The blocks are accommodating the arms. And a little test would be you push into the ground and hold on to the edge of the blocks and lift them up. Does it feel like you've got like longer arms? Put them back down and feel like that is the case. Those are extensions of your arms. And then you take a look at your back knee and maybe say hello to the ants and scoot your back knee back a little more and your left knee just a tad forward. And what does your front of your right hip think about that? Hello. Breathe in and breathe out. Right. And like we're trying to get the hips to melt, if we had all kinds of tension up in our shoulders, it doesn't help the hips relax. So we want to soften the shoulders a little bit. So push into your front foot, take a little of the weight and pressure out of your hands, and you can stay here or really root into that front foot. Put your left hand up on the knee first. Think you got your balance, stack your right hand, relax your shoulders, press again even more into your front foot. Feel the strength of your left leg activate. And take your right arm and sweep it around. Nice open right shoulder. Good. Let's do that again. Combing through the air. Remember our hands gathering in energy, healing. So chi gateways in our body. Our hands are among them. And then you can restack that right hand on top of the left and stay, or kind of gird your strength and see if you'd like to come out into a kneeling lunge with extended arms. Nice. So if you want to open up heart to the universe, is this position. All right, we're doing it. We're wobbling a little bit. So am I. It's fine. It's all those fiber muscles firing. Good. And then bring your hands right back down. Let your torso drape down for a moment. Hang your head, shake it. No, circle. But pull your hips back and do what you can to get the left knee on the mat. Set the blocks down to the side for a moment. Come back to your table. Rock the table left and right. Let's head to the other side. Left knee anchors, right toes come behind. Put some energy in that right leg. So we're down on our knees. Start the sequence again. Good. And then you're going to lift the right leg up, bend the right knee, slowly, intentionally pulse your right foot up toward the sky, nose down, abdomen drawn in, kind of this hugging action. Stable in your hands and arms. Pulse a little more. Get that right hip wide awake. And then a few crunches. Exhale. Bring the nose and the right knee toward each other. Scoop your belly in. Inhale. Send it back. Maybe open the heart forward. Good. Exhale. Scoop it in. Inhale. Send it back. Exhale in. Then blow the breath out. Nice. Next one, we're going to prepare to step forward with the right foot. Let's see what happens. Go. Yay. Got it. Blocks on their tallest setting, taking our time. It is part of the setup that is really like offering care to the body. So it's never a wasted moment. Orient your gaze down for now. Yeah, give those wrists a shake. They're bothering you, huh, Nancy? Yeah, everybody. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll get off the wrists. So here we are. We scooch that left knee back if you want, right knee forward. I want you to feel that front left hip opening. Come up onto the fingertips on the blocks. Let's just do that. So we'll touch point for a moment. Good. And place your right hand on your right knee. Push the hand, really connect it. Push that right foot into the ground. Take your left arm out to the side. So let's just move a few circles, any direction you want. And swing left shoulder, open up. And then we can restack the left hand on the right, or come one more time, kneeling lunge, like no hands, mom, look. Heart to the universe. Excellent. Ground, and then bring your hands, rest on those blocks for a moment. Draw your hips back, knees on the ground, blocks to the side, all done with weight on the hands. That sound good? Let's come up onto the knees for a few rounds. Let's roll the shoulders slowly. So you can just roll like either from the shoulders or you can do the whole arms, whatever helps you. And make them the biggest rolls that you can, even with a little squeeze as you come up and around. You can maybe even a backstroke or two. Excellent. Terrific. Let's bring it on down. Let's come down onto the seat. So get comfortable. I know that's a relative term when you're sitting on the ground. I've got right shin in front of the left shin. Right? So I've pulled my left heel in, cross my right shin. And I'm just going to reorient now that we're down into the seated part of the practice. You like to slide your eyes closed and make available your other senses. Sense the temperature and the humidity, the space where you are. Even with the eyelids closed, there is the dance of light and dark on the inside of the eyelids, perhaps. Touch of any moving air, company of any creatures in your space. Sounds that you normally either ignore or just don't seem to hear. Maybe you can hear them now with your eyes closed. And then the eyes will remain closed or open, whatever suits you best. I want you to start to drape your body forward. And you could use those blocks if you wanted to make like a little stack to come forward and rest on. We're going to keep our legs in this position if it seems to be working for all of us. And we're going to start into like a deep hip stretch and low back stretch by just allowing the body to drift. And speaking of drifting, you can let your head drift side to side. You see that your cheeks, your facial muscles are as relaxed as possible. There's no tension to be found in your jaw, and any tension from your shoulders from the strength building that we just did, you can start to let that melt down. Rocking the head side to side if you want, even rocking your shoulders left and right or your ribs. Feel your tailbone descending down toward the ground, and your tailbone and your two sitting bones were imagined as a triangle, 3 rooting sources right down into the earth. And then we're going to hug the low belly in to get in some of our strength activated in the core. So when we roll ourselves up to tall, the strength to do so is coming down from our lower abdomen, coming up to sit nice and tall. Just feel that moment of length of your spine, a sense of the whole circumference of the trunk of your body, right? The front body, side body, back body, all just gathered in to support the tall length of your spine. Nice. Let's place the right hand behind our tailbone. Prep for a gentle twist to the right. Cross over with your left hand onto your right knee. And we'll again refresh the settling of the hips to the ground. Dip your left ear to your left shoulder and feel that you might stretch your right fingertips just a tad further away toward the back of your mat to create that longer stretch from your right hand to your right earlobe. And then tip your head upright, look to the right, stay gazing right, and feel the firm hold of your left hand on your right knee. Softly lift your right arm up. Feel those right fingertips overhead. Keep looking right if you can. Pull your left shoulder to your left hip even a little bit. And that right elbow can be bent. You can have just really minimal effort in holding the right hand up. All right. Opening to the right side body. Good, good, good. Come back up to a vertical spine. Look forward. Left hand stays put. Right arm crosses over. So take a moment to crisscross as deeply as you can. Then both hands come up. And if you can do eagle, I never know day to day if I can do eagle. So you can do that if you know it, like it, or just keep a deep cross and wrap your hands, lock them toward the back of your shoulder blades. And so we're going to do what feels appropriate in this moment. And then a little lifting and lowering. So you're going to slowly glide your elbows up. Feel what that does for your shoulders. Find an out breath where you can pull your elbows down, maybe even round forward if your body likes that. And flow as such. Inhale, lightly lifting the elbows. Exhale, bring it down, round it forward. Twice more. Get up and bring it down. The next time your elbows come down, unwind the arms completely. Give everything a shake. Shake your fingers, your wrists, your elbows up into your shoulders. Shake it off. Good. Lean back onto your palms and either just kind of like a lazy lean back or boat pose. Oh, maybe we got a little perch for our feet. I like that. Now, would that be cheating? I'm not sure. No, it's not cheating. It's called support. Lift your feet up if you want to, or in a little core strengthener. Breathe in, breathe out. Figure out which way to cross your ankles so it's the opposite of what you had. Be sure this is it for me. I've got right heel tucked in, left shin across the front. Got it. Root down, give that nice little delightful wiggle down. Pause with your hands on your knees. 5 breath pause. Let's get quiet. Let's connect with the flow of breath. The pristine nature of the moment. Let's take the left hand behind us. Cross the right hand over onto the left knee. It's a nice seated tall spinal twist. You know, we take our time in these twists, breathing into a soft open belly, spacious, exhaling in that little squeeze. Better. And then if we want to, we can dip or let fall the right ear to the right shoulder. Relax jaw. Maybe walk your left fingertips a little further back so you feel like you're extending your stretch from left earlobe to left hand. Left side of your neck, relaxing. You're gonna tip your head back up, right hand stays put. Left hand lifts, keep looking left. Feel the floating of your left hand overhead, the soft, minimal effort in the left shoulder. And then starting to lean toward the right. Drawing your right shoulder to your right hip. You can still gaze to the left if it suits your body. Breathe into the left rib cage. Drawing downward with your lower body to stay grounded. Put some effort into sitting up tall. Cross the left arm over the right. Get that deep crisscross. Respect the differences in your shoulders. Check it out. You're either going for the wrap, we'll call it the wrap, or eagle, the version of eagle. For me, the best I can do is to catch my thumb. See, like that. And other times, I'm mostly here. Whatever feels right today. Yeah, this was better. Inhaling your elbows up. Exhale, round the spine, hug the lower abdomen in. Come on forward, stretching the low back, mid back, upper back. And there's our flow. Nice inhale, rising of the elbows, inflating of the lungs. Exhale and bring it down. Next with the wrap, you can almost feel like you're peeling your shoulder blades apart. You know, that space that we could metaphorically call the back of the heart, the thoracic spine. We say it's energy gets stuck there, which is just another way of saying that we all tend to be pretty rigid and tight in the thoracic. So getting into that space is a good idea. One more. And this time when the elbows lift, we'll unwind. Good. Heart to the universe. Exhale, hands come down, back onto your palms, lift your legs up. Just one more chance to be in boat pose, toning for the core, wide chest, strong core and breath. Straddle. Sit up nice and tall. Rock from sitting bone to sitting bone. Wiggle your heels apart. Take a moment to settle your legs, even if you're maybe palms on the thighs, and give a little pat. Yeah, just pat from the outer hips down the legs. This is a patting, low pats. We're also just getting things to loosen up. Pay attention to the inseam of the legs as you pat your way up. Nice. And then just pause, rest your palms calmly on your thighs. Slide your eyes closed and your inner gaze settles down into the hips. So your sitting bones on the earth. Some relaxation at least through your thighs. And the potential of being able to hinge forward even a little bit. So hinging at the hip creases so the kind of torso moves as a unit forward before we start into the rounding perhaps. And if you like contact, you can have elbows here. You could have your hands on your mat. Depending on flexibility, potentially put your forehead on the blocks in front of you. And nice, deep, generous stretch here. Always welcome to micro move, to sway a little side to side if that suits you. And just keeping your tight parts nice and loose. Going to wind our way up and prepare to come down on our back. I'm going to lead us through just a shoulder stand, a knee hug, and Shavasana. But if you have something else that you want to do, you can depart from my guidance. And take 2 blocks like this, just side by side, thinnest setting. So when we come down on the back, slow and easy, feel that arrival of your torso to the ground and that opportunity to relax. You did move a lot of energy today. And then knees are bent, feet are flat. We've got a block in each hand. When we press into our hips, we're going to slide those blocks under. So each block parallels one of your buttocks, right? Lowest setting together. Lower your hips onto the blocks. Just pause here. Like Goldilocks, you need to find the just right placement of the blocks in relationship to your tailbone, your pelvis, making sure that the blocks are not sticking up higher than your waistband. Supported bridge. Relax, let your head get heavy, your shoulders settle, your arms are by your sides, and then draw one knee at a time in. And you can just hang out right here, just with your knees hugging in. Increases a little bit the pressure up in the chest and throat, which could be beneficial as long as it's not anxiety producing. If it is, then you should come off the blocks. And potentially you could float your feet up until your feet are like dangling or playing up with the treetops. And then allow everything to get as soft as possible. Your sacrum is a flat triangular bone just above your tailbone. If your sacrum could sit just like a little dessert plate on your blocks, that might feel really good. You want to feel that there's softness in your feet, your legs are relaxed. You could be very free to drift your toes back towards your forehead a little. Opens up the low back. You could then merge it with your feet into a wide straddle if that felt good. Just pausing. Allow your knees to bend and your feet to find the ground. Press into your feet, lift your hips up, take those blocks out, put them by your sides and down toward the region of your legs. So when we come into a spinal twist, you can have the support of the blocks. And I'll show you what I mean. We're going to bring one knee at a time in. Hug the knees in for a breath or two, even just little pulses. Get the lower back to open. And then prepare to take these bent legs to the left, landing your outer left calf on that left-handed block. And just see if you can find a way to let your legs stack where you don't feel like you're going to fall off. And that helps bring the right shoulder down toward the ground more. Just having that 4 inches between the ground and your left leg can help the right shoulder drop it open. So use the block if you like it. Make sure your feet are relaxed and stacked upon each other. See what it would feel good if you want to roll your head one way or the other, or take that left hand and rest it on that right thigh or that right knee. Allow your breath to be smooth and soft.
prepare to come to the other side. We're lifting the right knee up first, feeling the right knee come off, pausing in the center, then preparing to drop the folded legs to the right. Again, stacking the outer right shin on the block, seeing if the legs can stack easily here. One soft foot resting on top of the other. Left shoulder dropping down, spine relaxing into the twist. Right hand placed wherever it's helpful. Head rolls, maybe one direction or the other. Sink to the ground. Feel the breath coming and going. Out of our twist, final little hug the knees in. We're gonna head into Shavasana. You can take those blocks and use your feet like little monkeys. And if you want to get your blocks positioned so they could be supportive behind your knees, see if you like that. And then do that little wiggling around until you can feel that you're very spaciously placed. Arms, legs, trunk of the body is long. Take that final inhale that's got some concentration to it. And exhale, let go. Allow that quality of contentment to find you. Affirmations like, I am relaxed. I am deeply centered. I have every resource within me that I need. My body is healthy and vibrant and refreshed. My heart is at ease with more trust, more grace present. My mind is relaxed, unattached, not fixated. My mind is like the sky, and the thoughts pass through like clouds without concern. They're just thoughts that pass through. My body has waves of sensation I can attune to if I choose. The relaxed sense through my palms and my feet, my heart, these gateways for energy. I can feel my head supported by the ground, and therefore my face relaxes, my jaw relaxes. My neck and throat are easy. My shoulders are relaxed. My arms are very restful. My rib cage is relaxed. All the organs of my body are settling closer to the ground in a relaxed environment. And my hips, broad, earthy, gently weighted on the planet. My legs are at ease, rivers of energy flowing. And I'm resting in the sacred center of my inner space, that refuge, that hearth where I feel at home. Words by Thich Nhat Hanh, the beauty before you. Getting in touch with the beauty of nature makes life much more beautiful, more real, and more mindful and concentrated. And the more deeply you open yourself, nature reveals herself to you. Your happiness is multiplied by 10 or even 20 if you can look at a leaf or a flower with mindfulness.
Listen to the song of a bird, and you will get much more deeply in touch with these elements of nature. And even just a minute of this practice, your joy will increase. Your breathing slows and deepens and becomes gentle. And all of this influences your body and the world in which you live. So if you are practicing at home and you have the desire and ability to stay longer in Shavasana, I encourage you to stay another 5 or 10 minutes. And if not, you can prepare to come out. Just kind of deepening that breath, really appreciating your increased lung capacity, any sense that you have more space within you. Moving through your fingers and your toes. Rolling through your wrists and your ankles. Stretching your limbs out nice and long. Feel the whole body, one long, beautiful unit. Hug your knees into your chest, give your low back that chance to settle. You can come to your side and up to a seat. Find a seat that feels settled and balanced. Yeah. Notice how more present to your life you feel. How much more resourced you feel, that no matter what comes along today, you've got what you need to meet it. And take that left hand over your heart. Take a moment here with a bowing of the head to recognize that this is a practice of self-care and self-love. Appreciating your inner beauty. And then right hand on top of the left, and pause, take this moment really to generously share the fruits of your practice outward, however you'd like to imagine that. Maybe you could just be the emanation of peace and calm today. It's just gonna ooze from you wherever you go. Maybe you'd like to send your energy out as a prayer, kind of riding the wings of the breeze to send your very best and highest energy outward, keeping all that you need for yourself, sending out from your abundance. Let's gather in one more filling of fresh inspirational energy. Inhale, reaching your hands up. Drawing it right down, maybe even through the crown of your head to wash down and fill your whole body with light.
Thumbs at the heart, little bow forward. Send each of you wishes for peace, health, and happiness now and always. Namaste. Thank you so much for spending this time with me.